What's up, guys? Just thought I'd do a little video. I don't normally do these, hence why it's a bit unprofessional and the audio is probably a bit terrible. But I was a bit excited for this one, so I figured I'd just get on and do it. Anyone who knows me will know that my favourite album is Music for the Jilted Generation by the Prodigy. Particularly the sampling, the genius use of where the samples come from and how they are changed into being the iconic sounds that you hear. And I've always been on the lookout for where they've come from, and I'd say that like the majority of the samples from this album have been accounted for. But there was one noise which I've always wanted to know like where it came from. It clearly wasn't a synth; it was definitely a sample of something. But I just could never figure out what it was or where it came from. I looked on Who Sampled this morning, and it's been updated, and someone's actually found out where the actual sample comes from. Now, when I listened to it, I was a bit confused because of it definitely doesn't sound like the actual noise that you hear. But that's obviously the genius behind Liam's use of sampling and manipulating sounds. So I literally went to town on it this morning, trying to figure out how he does it, and I've actually managed to figure it out. So I thought I'd do a little video. So the track which we are looking at today is Full Throttle, and the noise or the sample, you get to hear the full version of it at the end of the track, and it sounds like this. Awesome sounds, and obviously he uses the tail end of that for all throughout the track like this. Brilliant. So weirdly, the sample actually comes from a Deep Purple live album called Made in Japan. Now, this is where it gets interesting, because it's not an actual part of the song, it's literally at the end of the track. It's where he's kind of like getting the crowd all kind of hyped up from this bit here. Hang on. I know, man. Like what? But it's literally taken from this bit here. So yeah, after playing around with it for a while, I managed to find out that it was there, and you cut it off at this bit here, so you're left with this. So actually, when you hear that, then you actually start to understand, where the actual the actual texture of it. So once you've done that, you want to put it into mono, and what you do is you duplicate that sample and then you reverse it and put it at the beginning so that it kind of reverses into itself. So which is pretty clever in itself. But yeah, like I say, so the reverse goes into the actual sample, and it sounds like this. Yep. So after that, you want to cut this end bit off here so that you don't have like all of the crowd noise at the end of it. And what you want to do is you want to transpose it up by 3. Keep it on complex so that you keep the original grain of the actual sample, but you transpose it up three notches, so it ends up sounding like this. Yeah, you can really hear it coming through now. After that, you do what you did at the beginning. This beginning crowd noise, you duplicate that and then reverse that again. So once again, the reverse goes into the actual sample itself. So you get this. Yep. After that, you consolidate it. You roll off the end so that it neatens up the end nicely. And what you want to do is you want to time stretch it inwards, so that it shortens it and tightens it up, so that it's at the right distance, and then you end up with this. Yep. And yeah, so that's basically the actual foundation for the sample. After that, you give it some EQ, roll off the bottom and some of the top, give it a bit of compression and some reverb, and then you end up with this, which I think is very close to the original. Obviously, he's probably processed it a lot more, to clean it up and make it fit. But that's how it's actually cut up and made into the actual sounds. And yeah, so if you play it from here or here, that's the bit that he uses throughout the track. So yeah, so that's how it's done. Very clever indeed. If that's not genius, then I don't know what is. So hats off to Liam Howlett. I hope you enjoyed this video. And it's bye-bye from me. And take it easy.